Close your eyes for a second. Feel that warm, dry breeze rolling in off the Pacific. That's the first thing California gives you, sunshine that seems to have its own gravity, pulling people toward these shores generation after generation. Wind moves through rows of palm trees like a slow exhale. Waves crash against cliffs that have watched over this coastline for millions of years. And somewhere beneath the morning fog, a bridge the color of fire rises out of the water, like it's daring the sky to compete. This is California. Not just a state, one of the wealthiest, most restless, most endlessly reinvented pieces of land in America. It's the birthplace of tech empires and movie dreams, of gold rushes and surf culture, of quiet redwood cathedrals and desert basins that feel like another planet. From the fog-wrapped hills of San Francisco to the sun-bleached boulevards of Los Angeles, California has spent 2 centuries building an identity the rest of the world simply can't stop watching. If journeys like this one pull you in, stick around, hit subscribe, and let's get moving, because today, we're crossing the entire Golden State, corner to corner. Our first stop sits on the edge of a great bay in Northern California, San Francisco. Forget the grid-straight avenues you'd expect from a major American city. San Francisco doesn't play by those rules. Its streets climb and dive over impossibly steep hills, lined with row houses painted in every color imaginable, as if the whole city decided uniformity was boring. Here's the thing about San Francisco, it never looks the same twice. Roll in early and you'll catch fog sliding silently over the hilltops, turning the skyline into something out of a dream. By midday, that fog burns away and golden light pours over the waterfront, the bay flashing blue beneath a jittery, energetic skyline. This is also one of America's true innovation capitals, a magnet for people and ideas from every continent, and that shows up in its food, its neighborhoods, its rhythm. Walk a few blocks in any direction and history and ambition sit shoulder to shoulder. And rising right out of that bay is the structure most people picture the second they hear the word California, the Golden Gate Bridge. This isn't just a way to cross the water. It's a piece of American mythology, painted a bold burnt orange that pops against blue sky and rolling fog alike. When it opened in 1937, it was the longest suspension bridge on Earth, an almost unthinkable feat of engineering for its time. Nearly a century later, it still stops people in their tracks. Its towers vanish into the mist on foggy mornings and blaze in full sunlight on clear ones, framing sweeping views of the bay and the hills beyond. More than steel and cable, the bridge has come to represent something bigger, ambition, grit, the pioneering instinct baked into California's DNA. From the coast, we head inland, up into the granite spine of the Sierra Nevada, to Yosemite National Park. Waterfalls drop hundreds of feet down sheer cliff faces. Valleys stretch wide and green beneath walls of stone that look like they were carved by giants. Yosemite has been protected since 1890, making it one of the oldest national parks in the country, and every year millions of people make the trip just to stand inside its scale. And believe it or not, this place completely changes personality with the seasons. Spring sends meltwater roaring down the falls. Summer turns the valley a deep, glowing green. Winter dusts the peaks in white. However you time your visit, Yosemite has a way of making you feel refreshingly small. Head back toward the coast and south, and you land in Los Angeles, California's biggest city, and arguably its most famous export. Palm-lined boulevards stretch for miles. Dreams get chased here daily, in writers' rooms, casting offices, and garages turn startups. Here's what makes LA different, it isn't one downtown with everything radiating out from it. It's a patchwork of dozens of distinct neighborhoods, each with its own personality, stitched together into one sprawling, ever-shifting metropolis. For over 100 years, this has been the entertainment capital of the world, churning out the films and shows that shaped how the rest of the planet pictures America. And just beyond the studio lots and freeways, LA still holds on to open canyons, hillside trails, and some genuinely stunning coastline. Up in the mountains straddling California and Nevada sits Lake Tahoe, often called the jewel of the Sierra Nevada, and it's not hard to see why. The water is so clear that on a calm day you can see startlingly far beneath the surface, all of it ringed by dense pine forest and jagged peaks. Tahoe transforms completely with the calendar. Summer fills its beaches and hiking trails with visitors chasing sunshine on the water. Winter buries the surrounding slopes in snow and turns the region into one of the country's premier destinations for skiing. But at any time of year, there's something about standing at the edge of that impossibly blue water, mountains on every side, that makes the outside world feel very far away. Now here's a hard left turn. Leave the pine forests and alpine lakes behind, and drop into Death Valley, one of the hottest, driest places on the entire planet. Endless dunes. Blinding white salt flats. Basins that sink below sea level, ringed by jagged, sun-scorched mountains. At first glance, it looks almost hostile. Look a little closer, and you'll find a landscape so strange it barely feels like it belongs on Earth. Morning light carves shadows across the rock formations. By sunset, the whole valley ignites in shades of orange, red, and purple. Despite the name, Death Valley isn't about death at all, it's a monument to extremes, and it draws millions of curious travelers precisely because nowhere else looks quite like it. Back on the coast, Big Sur might be the single most photographed stretch of shoreline in the country, and once you see it, you'll understand why. This is where the Santa Lucia Mountains drop straight into the Pacific, cliffs plunging toward crashing surf with barely a beach in between. Driving Highway 1 through here means a new view around every bend, fog-draped mornings that feel almost otherworldly, then wide-open afternoons with ocean stretching to the horizon. Unlike California's busier beach towns, Big Sur has stayed wild, hidden coves, quiet forest trails, no crowds pressing in. It's raw, and that's exactly the point. Keep heading south and you'll hit San Diego, right where California meets Mexico. This is one of the most livable cities in the country, and it's easy to understand the appeal. Mild weather nearly every day of the year, long stretches of sand, a pace of life that feels distinctly unhurried. What sets San Diego apart is its blend of cultures. Its closeness to Mexico shows up everywhere, in the architecture, the food, the local traditions, creating a city that feels genuinely bicultural, not just bordering another country but woven together with it. Add in dramatic cliffside coastline and a laid-back Southern California attitude, and it's easy to see why so many people who visit end up trying to stay. Just off that same southern coast floats Catalina Island, reachable only by ferry or seaplane, and the second you leave the mainland behind, you can feel the pace of life drop. At the island's heart sits Avalon, a small harbor town of pastel hillside homes and quiet streets that feels frozen somewhere in a gentler decade. The water here is remarkably clear, perfect for snorkeling or kayaking along cliffs and hidden coves. Catalina has drawn artists and travelers looking for an escape for generations, and even though it's barely an hour from Los Angeles, it feels like an entirely different world: ocean, sunlight, and silence, minus the noise of the mainland. Inland, along the river that gave it its name, sits Sacramento, California's capital, and one of its most historically important cities. It doesn't have the buzz of LA or the global fame of San Francisco, and it doesn't try to. Instead, it offers tree-lined streets, wide parks, and a noticeably slower rhythm. Sacramento played a central role in the California Gold Rush, and that history is still visible in old Sacramento's preserved 19th-century storefronts, where the riverfront still echoes the era of westward expansion. It's not the flashiest stop on this journey, but it might be the most quietly essential, the place where much of modern California actually began. South of Yosemite, tucked into the southern Sierra Nevada, Sequoia National Park protects some of the largest living things on the planet, ancient sequoia trees that have stood for thousands of years. Among them is General Sherman, the largest tree on Earth by volume, a living monument to sheer endurance. Sunlight filters down through the canopy in soft shafts, and the whole forest carries a hush, like it's holding its breath. Beyond the famous groves, the park also hides deep canyons and granite peaks. Whatever season you catch it in, Sequoia has a way of making time itself feel slower, and human problems feel a little smaller. Up on the rugged Northern California coast, Bodega Bay keeps things simple: quiet beaches, cool ocean wind, and none of the crowds you'll find farther south. Morning fog often rolls in off the water and settles over the bluffs, turning the whole town into something that looks hand-painted. This little fishing community also has a surprising claim to fame. Its coastline has appeared in several well-known films over the decades. But fame never really changed the place. Boats still bob gently in the harbor, seafood restaurants still serve what was caught that morning, and the whole town still moves at its own unhurried pace. Cross back over the Golden Gate Bridge, and just on the other side, Sausalito waits, a small bayside town with an almost storybook charm. Streets wind up the hillside past colorful homes reflected in calm water, and the whole place feels like it collectively decided to slow down decades ago. From the waterfront here, San Francisco's skyline appears softened by distance and fog, a striking contrast to Sausalito's quiet marinas, art galleries, and cafes. It's only a short drive from one of America's busiest cities, and yet it feels like an entirely separate world, proof that in California, distance isn't always measured in miles. West of Los Angeles, Malibu stretches along some of the most photographed coastline in the country. Golden beaches, dramatic cliffs, and water so clear it looks touched up, except it isn't. Surfers chase world-class waves here, and the coastal highway offers a new postcard view around every curve. Malibu carries a reputation for luxury, home to plenty of celebrities and oceanfront estates, and that reputation is earned. But there's a catch. Much of the shoreline here remains genuinely wild, undeveloped stretches where you can still find real solitude next to the ocean. It's this mix, glamour right beside untouched coastline, that gives Malibu its particular kind of magic. And finally, high in the hills above Los Angeles, 9 giant white letters spell out the word that built an entire industry, Hollywood. Originally put up in 1923 as an advertisement for a real estate development, it was never meant to last. Instead, it outgrew its original purpose entirely and became shorthand for fame itself. Hiking trails wind up into the surrounding hills, giving visitors a chance to stand near the sign and look out over Los Angeles stretching to the horizon. It's more than a landmark. It's a symbol of the whole idea California sells the world, that dreams, however big, are worth chasing. As the sun drops behind the hills and the sky over Los Angeles turns gold and red, California closes out another day the way it always does, with a little bit of spectacle. From foggy coastal towns to sprawling cities, from silent deserts to ancient forests, this state has never really had a finish line. Reinvention is just part of its nature. So, out of everywhere we've been today, San Francisco, Yosemite, the Hollywood sign, Big Sur, all of it, which place stuck with you the most? And is there some hidden corner of California you're still hoping to see? Drop a comment and let us know where you want to go next. Thanks for coming along on this one. See you on the next journey.